today I'm experimenting making a vegan cheese sauce out of peely nuts. So my friend Rika of Karika sent me skinless peely nuts to play with, to experiment with. And the thing I immediately thought of making is like a creamy Alfredo sauce, which I normally do using cashew, but cashews, not like raw cashews, are not so easy to come by. Rika is single-handedly taking on promoting peely nuts. So peely nuts are incredibly good for you. They've been touted as the world's healthiest nut. The thing that I love most about them is that they're climate resistant. They grow in areas where there's lots of typhoons, whereas normally other crops would die, the peely nut thrives, and this is proudly Filipino. So it's been made available more frequently thanks to Rika and the peely nuts that she promotes. So I'm gonna try doing something, and I have a feeling it's gonna work. So when I make cashew cheese, I soak the cashews in water, and it takes maybe 6 hours for it to get soft. But I soaked these today, and they're really soft. It's only been an hour, and they're really soft. So that's a good sign. The softer, the creamier it is. So I'm gonna do the normal process that I do. So blender, see a blender, peely nuts. The secret to the yummy Alfredo sauce that I do is a lot of garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 cloves of garlic in there. This is juice of a lemon. I'm gonna start with half the amount. Other secret is my not so secret ingredient, which is nutritional yeast, which adds to the cheesy flavor. And if you're plant-based, this adds to your vitamin B content. Oh, Frenchette, can I get the almond milk? There, so I asked for almond milk. That's the other thing that we use. I tried it before with broth, but it didn't really work so well. So you can use any nut milk. Thank you. Yeah, you can use any nut milk, but I'm going to use a little bit of almond milk today to make a cheese. Oh, and a bit of salt. So those are the basic ingredients for a nut-based cheese roll. So that's blended quite well, quite quickly. You can see it's sticky enough. You don't want it to be so liquidy. Okay, oh, looks good. So it's a nice paste, but for a sauce, you might want it a little bit more liquidy, but I'm really curious to taste this. Curious to taste it. It's really good. Really garlicky. Well, Rika, it works. I'm gonna add a little more milk, because I want it. I'm gonna mix this with, I'm turning to an Alfredo sauce that I'm gonna mix with pasta, so I want it a little bit more liquidy. I like garlic, so I'm gonna add another clove of garlic. I try not to use a lot of oil. I do this. Try not to use a lot of oil when I'm cooking, just because better for you not to. So one way we reduce the oil is to eliminate the need for the oil is to heat up the onions on the pan, because onions have a good amount of moisture in them. So we're going to be able to brown the onions without adding oil. I have to say I'm really pleased with how the to get that out of my mind, the peely cheese sauce came out. So cashews are hard to find and they're really a base for most vegan cheeses, but I'm happy to say that now we have something that's local that is just as good, probably better. I'd say better. It's quite creamy, very, very creamy. So I'm really happy with this. So that's the base for the cheese, the peely cheese sauce base. That's Alfredo style. I'm just gonna add a little something for the pasta that I'm gonna serve to my kids, my husband later on. And I'm gonna add mushrooms and onions to the sauce. So I have that there. I'm gonna add, oh wait, no, mushrooms first. So heat the mushrooms up. And brown them. If you're not gonna serve it till later on, one thing I learned the hard way is that mushrooms actually speed up fermentation of things. So one time I made this and I didn't know, I had the mushrooms sitting there for a while and it kind of made the nut cheese go a little bit rancid, so that it wasn't bulok, but it kind of smelled like it. If you're not used to the taste of fermented stuff, it's not going to be good. So the other reason I don't put oil, it becomes a little smoky like that. So it's good. So I'm just going to put this on the side and I'm just going to make a little tiny batch of this just to taste, because I'm going to serve this to my family later and I don't want it to go bad. So I'm going to turn this down. And I'm going to mix our peely cheese sauce in here, just enough for me to taste. I'm just going to put this here, make a little bit for myself to taste. So this is the Alfredo sauce that I came up with, because like I said, I don't like to waste food. I'm going to serve this to my family later. Combine the mushrooms at the very end so that you don't run the risk of it going rancid. So that's the peely cheese Alfredo sauce with mushroom, and I'm going to taste it. Really good. The brown mushrooms add a smoky flavor to the sauce. And it's really good. You could use it as dip, or I'm gonna put it over a pasta later. I'm so pleased it came out really well. So Rika, thank you so much for sending these peely nuts over. I dare say I discovered a new recipe using this. Maybe I did it, maybe I didn't, but I'm just really glad that this worked out. I have not an alternative now for my nut-based sauce, but I think I'm gonna start using these because we support the farmers, the local farmers that grow the peely, and proudly Filipino. Check out Karika, guys, for your peely needs. And she also makes a really good, my favorite, vegan lading. So watch out for the photo, and I'll post the recipe of this dish.